Uh, Hello, my fellow patriots. This is Alex with Disabled Vets Perspective, and I am dealing with a plane. Okay, okay. Now we're done with the plane. Hello, everybody. I know not everybody's here yet. Nobody's here yet. We're just decided to go live real quick because Lisa is right now getting her treatment, and I am enjoying a nice cigar and some coffee with my son. I got the cigar, he gets the coffee. And so I figured I'd come on here. Hello, Carmageddon, how you doing? Figured I'd come on here and discuss a couple things that are going on. You know, weird stuff going on in our government. But also, I want to wait a little bit until some people realize I'm in here. Hello, C. Chrysler Imperial, Nancy Davis, Armageddon again. There you are, Jeff B. How you doing? Hello, Margot. Yeah, I'm over here. Lisa's getting her treatment done. I decided to go live. I was going to do a one of these, set up the thing and put up the little picture. Lord Negatron, how you doing? What do you think this is going to happen on the 6th? What do I think is going to happen on the 6th? That is going to be one of the things we're going to talk about. Now, I think that there is going to be a lot of things happening on the 6th. And I think that part of it is going to be that there's going to be a massive number of patriots there, and there's going to be a minuscule amount of the Antifa, because you know they've been shipping them over there. Warsaw Patriot, how you doing? They've been moving them across the country. As a matter of fact, a friend of my mother's actually got confronted by Antifa in Pensacola, over where I live, and they were on their way somewhere, but they had their Oregon tags on their van, and it was full of Antifa assholes. So they're getting staged in different locations so that they can do their stupid stuff. Big Dog Nambat, how you doing? Also, if anybody's joining me over there on D-Live, I just need to remind you, I can't see my D-Live when I'm live on the phone from here. I wish I could, but I can't. So if you're over there on D-Live, God bless you, appreciate you hanging out. And I'll check those comments when I get home on the computer and have a chance to look at it. But anyway, so things on the 6th. It is possible that the president will declare the Insurrection Act. Now, a lot of people don't realize there's a little thing in the Insurrection Act that goes beyond the president being able to use the military in policing actions and being able to suspend habeas corpus for criminals that are, confirmed to be treasonous. They become non-uniform enemy combatants, and their rights under military tribunal actually would be suspended. They wouldn't be subject to the same rights as a constitutionalist. But anyway, there's a lot to that. It requires some reading, some understanding of how it works. But one of the little known things about the Insurrection Act is the fact that the president himself can request that the citizen militia stand with him. And this whole militia thing has been so perverted over the years. Hard to talk with a cigar. But I want to enjoy that while I'm talking. California Critic, how you doing? Jennifer Blue, welcome. JB Walter, how you doing? JB and Walter. So I got you both. Good. Joni Rhodes, how you doing? Or Johnny Rose, rather. Excuse me. Anyway, so if he calls a citizen militia, it doesn't mean he calls the National Guard. It doesn't mean he calls the state militia. It means that he calls the citizen militia, because in my videos I've told you before, we are all members of the militia. We are the well-armed militia and necessary to maintain a free state. We are it. We the people. So if the president calls on we the people, the citizen militia, it's our duty to do what he asks us to do. And maybe that's stand guard at facilities. Maybe it could just be any number of things. So if he calls us, it's up to us to go. If we're armed, if we're trained, those would be the first ones I would expect to stand up. You know, Lisa and I have already talked about it, and my training, my security clearance, the things that I had when I was active duty. As a matter of fact, my security clearance is still active because some of the things that I did are still considered classified. So I do have that thing going. Nope, trying to keep the phone from falling. I didn't remember to bring my tripod with me because I'm an idiot. Let's see. Silly as I want to be. How you doing? So anyway, if he calls people that are specifically trained for certain things or needs people with a specific security clearance, then I have to go. But we are waiting until an absolute for sure on that because I'm still taking care of just about everything that needs to be done with Lisa and me. So if I had to go, it would make things difficult. Donna Daly, how you doing? Uh, so anyway, there's going to be a lot going on. I think it's going to get ugly on the 6th. Rumors are out there that Mike Pence was actually planning on being the ultimate screw job. Good cigar. But I've always had a little bit of a problem with Mike Pence. For one thing, I think he's soft. I don't think he has much of a backbone. And I think with a little bit of push, he folds. Plus, there are some questionable things in Indiana that took place with him. So I've never been a big fan. Your security clearance is through the roof too. Yeah. Well, sometimes when you reach a certain point, they can't let you off of it because disclosure. I mean, if you have that much of a security clearance, then you don't need to worry about disclosing information that shouldn't be out there because you're just not going to do it. But once you reach that certain point, they can't let you out of it. So some things stay classified with our government for 100 years. So they don't want to risk things being disclosed if it's, that far in advance. But too many soft rhinos around Trump. Yeah, you're right. Luciano, I agree with that. Pence on the fence. Yeah, kind of like Elf on the Shelf. But he was planning on leaving, he was going to leave on the 6th to go to Israel. But here's the problem with that. The only way he would be able to do that, and think about this now, he would have to approve the electors, and then everything would be done, and he could leave that afternoon. If he doesn't approve the electors, there's no way he could travel because once there's a disputed elector, then there's a debate period, which is 2 hours. So, just as an example, you get 3 electors that you are questioning, you've got 6 hours of debate. And that means that, there's no way he could get a quick decision done and then haul ass. Ain't going to happen. So basically, it tells you that Mike Pence had every plan of accepting what's here and just letting it ride, doing his part, playing his role in the scheme to coup the country. Trump abruptly ends his Florida trip to return to D.C. Something big brewing. When Luciano, I knew Giuliani was in Florida. I didn't know Trump was down there. Uh, Hit me with some info on that if you don't mind. But anyway, so Pence was getting ready to do the ultimate screw job. Yeah, serious doubts about Pence. I agree. But anyway, he got sued by Louis Gohmert, and Louis Gohmert, uh, I've always been a fan of him. But when I say fan, I always keep myself guarded too, because I know the positions that they're in. I know you don't just walk into those positions, so I know there's always something going on to get to those points in your life. Mama B, how you doing? Um, yeah, we got your card, and we got another card that I need to give you a call. You left your phone number on there, so I'm gonna give you a call if you don't mind a little bit later. Just want to double check something with you. But thank you. It was great. It was a beautiful card. The ornament that I'm assuming you made that. That was beautiful. It was stunning. It was very nice. Trump went to Georgia today and heard he got back to the White House and went directly to the Oval Office. Okay, that should be interesting. See, I've been away from the house because, on days when I have to get her over here for treatment, it pretty much takes me away from everything. We're the only ones left who are on Trump's side. There are a couple people. Your artwork, all of it. That's awesome. You're great. Yeah, by the way, Happy New Year, everybody. Obviously, after today, I probably won't be talking to any of you guys until next year sometime. So, I'm going to miss you all for sure. Trump canceled New Year's party. Oh, must be something happening. Uh, yeah, that's interesting. We may not make it to the 6th. We might end up having to figure something out before that. That's okay. That's the handle over there. That's because my camera's closed. All right, you guys, quit talking about my son. He's back. Shh, shh. All right, back to where we were. God bless America. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Happy New Year's, all of you. I think the ball's about to drop. Yeah, somebody's. I get their test. What next? What next year? Um, Interesting that things are spinning up a little bit today. I'm going to have to look into something to see what's going on, see if there's any tidbits of info that I might be able to grab a hold of, because, yeah, we might not make it to the 6th. We'll see. 12B Georgia, how you doing? I can't remember where I heard or read it, but something big is coming on the 1st. Wouldn't surprise me. Um, Black Spring with Autumn, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. 2 balls if you're talking about Mike Obama. Oh, yep. Yeah. Oh, Mike. Big Mike. Yeah, so anyway, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But also, I kind of been putting off talking about Nashville, kind of because I wanted to see what was going on with it. And it's not what has been put in front of the people, and that's what bothers me. This is a gaslighting, and it's a distraction technique that's been used in war for many generations. And the the RV is your focal point, but the building that the RV was next to is the reality. Also, the fact that the entirely possible that one of the explosions was directly related to a incoming device from high speed, potentially hypersonic, because all you get is a whiff of the smoke, but you don't see any sign of the device. So hypersonic or energy are the two culprits. It could be, but also it's entirely possible that those weren't the only explosions. I think that there were 6 additional explosions that happened underground at the same time, specifically designed to take out the communication grid because they all run under Nashville. Nashville has a huge, elaborate tunnel system, and most of what happens as far as electric, water, garbage, links, transportation of sensitive equipment, all that stuff's done underground. Uh, the building that was struck, it just happened to be the location that they were going to be bringing Dominion systems to for forensic analysis. I don't know if they made it there yet, but they were going there. Trained explosive, yeah. Yeah, it does. But also the little subtle things like if an explosion happens outside, very likely windows end up inside. And if you look at the explosion and the debris and the way everything looks, it came from the inside. It didn't go. It didn't blow from outside in. Yep. RV, another confounded in another state, but supposedly no explosive device.
Another 9/11 trick.
Well, it's a distraction so that they could do the bigger operation. But it is still possible that we could be going dark. We could be losing our internet. And they might try to do an electric grid failure. Could be a lot of things. Smoke comes back to the origin of the blast. Yeah, there where we will get our constitutional republic back. And where do we stand? Enough is enough. Absolutely, I believe that 100%. I thought the machines were already there for testing. Well, as silly as I want to be, I don't know. I know that that was their goal, and still, I can't sit here and tell you that what happened up there was a white hat or a black hat operation either yet, because I just don't know. Afternoon, Alex. That company just left. I'm late. Well, Susan, good on you. I appreciate you making it. I would have kicked the company out too, so I could hurry up and get to my shows. But you know, that's just me. But appreciate you being here, though. So anyway, it's still possible it could have been done by white hats, but I don't know what that would be for because it's a server building, and those servers are, I guess, they have direct dumps into the NSA. Too many things not quite right. PSYOPs, yeah, that's the key. PSYOPs.
I want to dump on the NSA.
The reason I would say not a white hat, I'm leaning more black hat operation is just because it happens to be a server mall, basically. The whole building was full of them. The 6th floor was completely full of them. And that happens to be the floor that was blown up, you know, from the driveway on the ground or the pavement. So that doesn't make sense either. How do you hit 6 floors up with a bomb blast on the ground? The police in the videos were too composed, not surprised by the explosion at all. Right. This is not a contraband cigar, is it? Well, not that you know of course not. No, that's a $9 cigar. It doesn't seem like much to most people. For me, that's a pretty expensive cigar, but I don't smoke them very much. I haven't had one now in years. The last time I had one, I was out on a cruise ship in the middle of the Atlantic, and I was smoking cigars with the ship's entertainer. 10 years ago. Yeah, so I was smoking Cubans. He had a whole briefcase full of Cubans that he's just gotten from there when he made his last stop. But we ended up hanging out with us. He hung out with us. It was kind of weird. Here's a multi-millionaire worldwide entertainer that has some of the most expensive champagne and the most expensive cigars, and he comes down to our table and just sits down and after that, we were hanging out with him for 14 days. Every time he was off stage, he was looking us up. So that was weird, but it was cool though. He was dumping some super high end champagne down our throat and cigars. Right. Found the most broke hats in the place and sympathy, right? Nothing to see here. Yep. My brother and I called my dad's cigar dog turds. Well, nope. No animal shit in this one. This ain't Cheech and Chong over here. I could follow fucking around with a baggie for a week. Really blew his mind. Let's say after the explosion, a lot of Tennessee and Georgia were cash out at stores. Right, they lost their telebanking, their 911 systems, their 3 or 4 main hubs for cell phone service, the tower at the airport, and even the digital banking went down. So at the time, I felt like it was maybe a probe, see how effective it could be, one strategically planted device or injected device.
The banks were affected as far as Kentucky.
Yeah, no, they were infected all the way down to Georgia. Kentucky is where it happened, in Nashville. You know, I mean, Nashville, Tennessee, but I mean, yeah. Kentucky, Nashville, they're close enough that you can fart from one and smell it the other. Wake up. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. And my wife's over here getting treatment, so I'm chilling out with my son at the coffee shop and enjoying a nice cigar and a little coffee. It's my crutch. Everybody should be on the phones demanding return to biz or proof localized COVID. Yeah. All people have to do is just go open their stores. I don't know why they don't. Got a new pipe for Christmas. Well, that's cool. Big Don Man Bet, East Tennessee had no outages. Interesting. They must be on a different grid. It's entirely possible that being Eastern Tennessee, that it could be supplied by more Virginia. And Virginia, would be hardened a little bit more because of the proximity to DC. To the wife, hello from me. I will do that. Much love back at you. Major respect all day. The blast affected web networks up to hundreds of miles. Nashville is approximately 350 miles from Georgia. Yeah. I felt like it was a probe. They were seeing how effective they could be. Dave on Glorious Patrons 6 put out a full explosion on the explosion eye opener for sure. Yeah. Stony Stone did that as well. He and I have been in communication a little bit, talking about this thing, because they think it's a law with lockdowns, but it isn't. Right? It's an edict. You can disobey an edict. The problem is they have Gestapo cops that are showing their true colors, that are willing to enforce rules as opposed to laws, and that's not cool. Nashville was an EMP blast. If it was a pretty small one. I don't know how you would localize EMP to be that isolated, because it affected many, many areas. But if it was truly an EMP and not just strategic explosives, then it would have wiped out a whole lot more in the immediate area than it did. It wiped out areas that were a lot further away, but didn't do a whole lot of damage as far as networks and things right in that immediate area. So the lines that were blown were identified ahead of time, how well they could be used to take out strategic locations. Their goal was Georgia, because they were getting ready to be forensically audited, I think, under duress. And they needed to put a stop to that. And what better way to do that than to cut the communication between computers by blacking them out? McKinney County cook menu made in Illinois on daily love. Huh. Hello, Miguel. Some of us use fire to smoke a pipe. Others just smoke a pipe because they don't know which bathroom to use. Okay. Yeah, I'll take the earlier part. Her theories of it being a dew weapon. Yeah, that's what I was saying a few minutes ago. There's only two possibilities because of the little wisp of smoke. It was either a hypersonic weapon or a dew weapon, and it can't be any other because if it was something other, then you wouldn't have just seen a wisp of smoke. You would have seen at least a black speck of some kind, because the shutter frames in the camera would have caught something, no matter what. So it had to be hypersonic, or it had to be a direct energy. I'm leaning towards direct energy just because the focal point was so uh, small and isolated. It's Tesla, possibly. It may be one of his designs, but I don't know if it'd be him. No, he is not. I'm not sure who. Yep, you got it. Okay, may the Bingus be with you. You too. So anyway, somebody sent me a friend request on Facebook. Probably somebody named Helga saying, "Let me send you my dirty pictures. I want you to wipe them off first instead of sending dirty shit." Right. Mr. Mikey, how you doing? The wisp was also twisted like a twister. Yeah. Well, um, I one thing to note about that is if you looked at the newly released footage of these newly created energy weapons that they've had for about 25 years minimum, uh, when they hit, they actually do this. So when you are getting hit with an energy weapon, you get that cyclonic effect as it's making contact with whatever it's hitting. Yeah, you'll get the spiraling smoke. And again, the only reason I can talk about energy weapons is because they're not classified anymore. Otherwise, I'd have to keep my mouth shut about it. Alex doesn't know about the Bingus. Well, if there's a Bingus among us, I haven't heard of him. No. Um, FTW, how you doing? If you want to invest, then you should invest in Tesla stock now. It is the lowest it will ever be. Right. Yeah, some interesting stuff's going to be coming out. I don't know if he will get full credit for some of the stuff coming out because you know it's from other stuff. Dr. Evils, how you doing? Hurry up, I got to take a nap. Well, hell, most people get some of their best sleep listening to me. So knock yourself out. Even my son. uh, God's machine. Mm, interesting you say that. God bless America. Um, are you aware of that? Like, what they call the finger of God? There's probably not information that's out yet. Um, so what else you guys got on your mind? Because I'm really uh, doing good. Cool. I'm really just. This is a chance for you guys to pick my brain. It's a dangerous place in there, but if you wanted to talk about something specific, one of my opinion about something, then I'm always willing to give it. Uh, these live shows that I do here when my wife is getting her treatments and stuff was just it's just a thing to hang out. How y'all doing? Not sure who that's from. Uh, Probably not the best time to invest in CIA. You got that one. Uh, anyway, um, yeah. CIA might not be around a whole lot longer. It'll be broken up into a million pieces and scattered among the four corners of the earth. Does that sound familiar? I got another question for you. Have you guys watched a young lady called Santa Surfing? Like, I believe it was her. Well, it was a video that she dropped last night. There is a TikTok video that no, I've still got about half. There's a little TikTok video that you might find very interesting. I think you guys probably remember that Hussein, you know, and old Mike might have actually tried to have SEAL Team 6 assassinated, like a 30 count of people. Well, they might have missed. And I can't believe that I'm still sitting here after I said that. Give it a minute. Let's see. Okay, no incoming yet. But they might have missed. That helo that was hit may have been drone. It might have been flying itself. The TikTok video has a.
So it baited them.
Well, it followed the path that they were saying they were going to be on because somebody got ahead of it and found out about it. The point I'm making is the guy that was doing the TikTok video, if you take a look at the SEAL Team 6 members that were taking out, I think you will be very pleasantly surprised. It seems like maybe they weren't. And that might be some information that we're either going to get on the 4th when the president does his rally, or it's something that may come out on the 6th, or it may come out before the 20th. But we'll see what's going to happen. I heard Arizona flipped for Trump, and Georgia is about to do the same. Have you heard the same? I haven't heard anything yet today. On treatment days for Lisa, my ability to get on the computer and start looking into things is greatly limited because my focus is on getting her ready and getting up and moving. Do you have a link to the channel too? I'm not here. I heard if you just look up Santa Surfing, you should be able to find her. I can't put links and stuff up on here on my cell phone. Maybe one of my moderators, if you guys can grab Santa Surfing channel, just pull up her channel and stick that link in the chat. Maybe some people can get over there because it's worth seeing. Because I think we're going to find out that they knew about that event that was an attempt to take out SEAL Team 6 before it happened. And the NSA has been involved in a lot of stuff for a long time. Dangerous Freedom, how you doing? Yes, Santa Surfing. That's who you look up. The alien invasion, yeah, I think that's next week. So we'll see on that.
The flood of Mexico.
It makes big love back at you. Appreciate you. I love all you guys. Shit. Nothing but love fest up in this bitch over here. By the way, you said something about 12:01 p.m. Let me see if I can get back here and look at that for a second. Did I hear about a 12:01 p.m. thing? I saw it in passing. Alex, what's your opinion on 12:01 p.m.? My opinion on that would have to do with something of the fact of 2020 can kiss my whole ass. But I will be up. I will be messing around on the computer. Santa Surfing, Dangerous Freedom, appreciate you, brother. Got it for me. So if you guys get a chance, grab that link. Go see that video. It was last night that she put it up. It's got the guy, he's doing a TikTok video. He says, find out who I am. I think I already found out who he am. Oh crap! Is PTP out here? Oh, hey, Pete, how you doing? Good to see you, brother. Oh man, I'm so glad I stopped talking all that shit about him before he showed up. Oh, it could have been embarrassing, but always glad to have my brother Pete out here hanging with me. Pete, what are you doing on the 6th, brother? What would you think about maybe doing a co-hosted live stream while we cast uh, the counting of electoral votes, and just sit there and badmouth some of the people in Congress and stuff like that while it's on. Yeah, I know Pete was lurking. I smelled something, but yeah, you can't sneak in there. Kilimanjaro? I'm not sure. So anyway, Lisa will be done in about 20 minutes from now. So you guys definitely have your homework cut out. But it'll be interesting to see what happens at 12:01. Old Rod, how you doing? Yeah, I think it could be. I think it'd be amusing. Things you don't want to pick off: the missing IRS or Pete. You piss off, right? Yep. Yeah, because he'll go after me during his live shows viciously and relentlessly, and it's so scary. Uh, yeah, and he had a birthday yesterday. I think he turned 510. So he's doing pretty well for that age. But I told him, I said, it's hard to be older than dirt, because every time you walk outside, the dirt's looking at you going, damn, that dude's old. So it gets to be a whole. But, coffee, yeah, coffee and smoke. You got it. Is it Pete's birthday? It was yesterday. Remember, 510. So be careful about him. You don't want to startle him or anything, because that's the kind of person that's pretty brittle at that age. So you just want to ease into things and don't show up around the corner when he's walking there. Luciano, if only they are so corrupt, especially after that whole Tea Party deal. Yeah, that was another pacification program to bring people back in line. Speaking of bringing people back in line, we all know that Fox News has shit on us with an industrial pooper, and we need an industrial pooper scooper to fix that kind of crap. But I have said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I just want to warn you, be careful with Newsmax. It was very convenient that when Fox realized that they were gone, are you saying that Pete has a autographed version of the Bible? Yeah, right. Um, anyway, Newsmax is just convenient as hell, because as soon as Fox realized that they shit on their people, and they really did, and all of a sudden they went down in viewership like 54%, all of a sudden Newsmax just seemed to appear, and all of a sudden, yeah, we'll bring you all under our wings here, and we'll get you the real news. Well, wasn't it like last week that they said that they were going to start referring to Biden as president-elect? Think about that. If they can get all you guys rounded back up again and consolidated, then they can start gaslighting you again, and you'll go, yeah, but that's a trustworthy news outlet, so we're okay with what they say. Lockhart Perspective, bless you, my dear. Welcome. Let's see. Thanks, Doc. Thanks, Doc. Thanks, Doc. Oh. We'll tell her. If you guys haven't subscribed to the Lockhart Perspective, make sure you take a minute and do that. That girl right there, she's on fire. She's got that voice for radio, and she can get you the information you need. She's a good one. Yeah, they're not going to speak to the Joe team. Very likely, there will be an arrest before the 20th of January. So it is entirely possible that whatever happens on the 6th may be irrelevant if Mike Pence did do the ultimate screw job. There's still another little technicality. The crimes have been exposed by Hunter and by the big guy, as he is referred to, Wayne Rogers. How you doing? So it is possible that there could be a legitimate arrest before the 20th. And what does that mean, you ask? Well, let me tell you. It means that if there is no opposing party to inaugurate, then the existing party is the one that's inaugurated. So, you don't have competition, you don't have somebody to inaugurate. It won't go to Kamala Harris because we do not inaugurate a vice president. A vice president is only on the coattails of a president. Yeah, test to see which side Pence is on. You're right. Biden rolls leaked into the CCP within 24 hours. Yeah. So anyway, they can't pull this crap where they say, okay, well, it'll be Kamala Harris then, because it doesn't work like that, because there is no clause in the Constitution where we inaugurate a vice president. The only way she can move into that position is if the president is inaugurated, and then if he is eliminated from that position, that's when she could go in. Otherwise, it's Trump. Walmart, the same company that couldn't keep from their employees stealing the new PlayStation and Xbox system, the same ones that they trust to give out a vaccine. Yeah, right. Walmart can kiss my ass. They're doing the whole "you guys are just sore losers" things as they've watched the small businesses around this country get rolled over by their governments, and they were allowed to stay open, and their stock and their income has gone up exponentially. So Walmart can kiss my ass. It's trying to go out on me. Full started. What's it called? Eating lunch at the park. I would kill it. Picnic? Lockhart Perspective. Good afternoon. Happy New Year's Eve. The heck with Walmart. Right. Southern Grain. Good to see you. And again, if you're over here on D Live and I can't see you when I'm on my phone, I just got to say thank you very much for joining me over there. If you drop lemons and things like that, I appreciate the hell out of it. When I'm on my phone over here, I can't see anything but YouTube. So if you're even sitting over there on Facebook, I appreciate you too. These Democrat states are doing what Walmart only dreamed of. Right. And so same with Amazon, because they're essential. Essential my ass. Things are going okay, yeah. Lisa's getting her treatment. When she gets done here, we're going to slide over to the bookstore and pick up some medicine and then hit the house. So she'll get a chance to get out and do something, which would be nice. See my tube, Dr. Vales. You talking about your YouTube channel? Mark Phillips, I can kiss mine too. Right. Yeah, I mean, we have the power in a as long as we don't go socialist, we have the power to show how we feel in a capitalist system. If we choose not to give somebody our money, not much they can do about it. Hello, Lori M. How you doing? Just left F.A. Prather live. You should go watch it. Prather, yeah, I like him. Probably check him out later. Do not know you were on DLive. I am. My DLive link, my Bitchute link, all that stuff, it's not going to be under this video until I get home, but I always put my information underneath every video. Also, tonight I'm doing a stream about comms 101 with some experts. Okay. Yeah, you told me about that. I'll be there. I'm not an expert on comms. I mean, I've forgotten more than I can teach at this point. I used to be able to listen to a Morse code and be able to decipher it in my mind. I also knew all the 10 codes, the Q codes, and I knew the military comms. But it's like learning a foreign language. When you don't use it all the time, you lose it. Um, the masks are off tonight. Back to our lives tomorrow. Right. Yeah. The Rona died. Man, it's some ugly weather today. I mean, it's warm, but it's just gloomy. Yuck. Uh, let's see. Lori and Ho, Happy New Year's Eve. Yep. Happy New Year's Eve. You're going to be gyrating across the floor. What is this, your third cup?
Yeah, I told you I was going to try to.
Wow. I enjoy a nice tall cup of coffee. You sit there and shoot coffee shots.
Two espressos, Cuban espressos.
You're going to be vibrating. Are you feeling all right? You sound like you have a cold. What I have is nasal congestion because where I live, this time of year, we can be 75 during the day and then all of a sudden in the low 30s at night. And that constant trying to adjust to temperature just wreaks havoc on my nose. So that's what's going on with that. Let me see here. California critic DVP knew how to read hieroglyphics. Yeah, only the big fancy ones. Yeah, weather's the same there. But
May have gotten a new reader.
yeah, cool. This is the same. Happy New Year's Eve to all of you. Good to you. Yeah, Lori. Also, the other question about Lisa. She's doing okay. This is the hardest thing she's ever gone through in her life, and that's hopefully it'll be the last thing she has to do again like this. But it's psychologically it works her over. You guys that are sending the cards and the best wishes and the prayers and all that stuff have really made a difference in her getting through this. The support has been incredible, and without it, I don't know if we would be where we are now. I can just say with some confidence that we wouldn't be. The prayers have been able to get this thing going in the right direction, and it's still hard on her psychologically. This is just it's a train wreck. Guy Myers, how you doing? 20 states will raise the minimum wage again. Is your state one of them? My state, Missouri, is. Yeah, we're going up to I think 865 on the first. No, it's going to be 3 months. I think 3 or 4 months, and then they go up to 10, with the ultimate goal of being 15. I don't know how small businesses are going to do this because they've already been wrung out like rags. They're on their final drips. What?
2025 is going to be at 15.
Yeah, 2025, right. They're going to ease up to it. But by that time, I don't know how many small businesses will be. Plus, companies like Walmart will be back and going to robotics. Yeah, God bless America. She is. She's extremely strong because she's gotten through all of this so far. Do I know what the black hat setup is? Well, that's what happened because he knows too much. I'm not sure what you mean. Nancy, I'll do that. It's entirely possible she could be lurking and watching this thing, but she's getting her treatment, so she probably wouldn't be typing on the phone or anything. She'd just be watching and listening. So she's probably waving her hand. But
You say that I'm waiting on a text.
yeah, tell them to quit talking about me. Lisa has one heck of a testimony. She does. And you guys have made that possible. So there is no thank you that justifies or compensates. It's just all I can say is thank you. At 10 p.m. Central tonight, we are praying in the new year, reading the word and praying for our country. I hope you can stop by. I will do that. I will come by and wave my hand at you and drop a prayer in your lap for you. Cool, all signed up, following on DLive. lemons. Right on. Yeah, I can't open my chest from here. It takes me a little while to get anything into that little box too, because I'm just a little bitty guy out here. Billy Anderson, how you doing? You might have covered it already, but what's your thoughts on Flynn proposing martial law? Uh, Language is very, very important. Nobody wants martial law. Martial law is not our friend. They use martial law because that's the language that most people understand, but the the goal is the Insurrection Act. We want the Insurrection Act because the martial law eliminates constitutional protections. That becomes an absolute police state, and you have no rights. So we do not want martial law. The Insurrection Act enforces the Constitution. The only thing that's lifted is habeas corpus for treasonous bastards, and they would be put under military tribunal. Their rights would be suspended. It's an isolated attacks and targets are under the Insurrection Act. So that's what we want. The other thing is the Insurrection Act activates the citizen militia under the command of the commander in chief. So we, the people, are the citizen militia, and if he calls us, we stand. Yeah. Yeah, the Insurrection Act. I remember martial law from Katrina. Yeah, they went house to house taking guns in Katrina, and that was a beta test to see how well they could do it. But they try to pull that shit again. It isn't going to work out as well this time. And the problem is those young enlisted kids were just following orders, but they seem to forget their oath to defend and protect the people of the Constitution. So, yeah, that was a bad deal. And those young enlisted guys were interviewed years later and said, "Oh yeah, if we had to do it again, we wouldn't do it." And the reality is that's what happens in the military. When you're young, you have no rank on your sleeve. You are just the new kid. You're gung ho. You'll do whatever you're told to do, and you don't stop and think about the oath that you swore to. So it's up to the young privates, the young enlisted, the young officers to realize that you swore that oath and you have the absolute legal right to disobey an unconstitutional order. So this "I'm just doing my job" doesn't cut it. Same thing with the cops. "I'm just doing my job." No bullshit. Your job is to defend and protect the people under the laws of the Constitution. So this "doing my job" is their cop out. That's their excuse for being allowed to be tyrannical and being boot thugs. And that's going to have to stop. And what I'm seeing is you see a group of patriots standing around, and all of a sudden one of them gets grabbed by the cops and gets taken down, and everybody pulls out their phones and goes, "Oh, look at that shit. Look at that, what he's doing there." Instead of getting their asses over there and pulling the cops off the guy and saying, "No, this is not going to happen. This is some bullshit," because they are breaking the law. These cops that are doing this under the color of law, it's a crime. So to pull the cops off of somebody because that somebody didn't do anything wrong and the cops are the ones breaking the law, that is constitutionally protected. It may take you a minute to get that because of our criminal justice system, but if you get in front of a constitutional attorney and you do the right things, then yeah, you will be exonerated. We got to start looking out for each other, and that's one thing that annoys me. Is it's very difficult to get patriots to stick together. They badmouth each other in chats on different channels and stuff, and that disgusts me. I mean, if we could just get together like the assholes on the left, then their blacklocked armies they can get in 15 minutes. They have 1,000 people on the street. They can get all these guys running out of the basements and going to these crowds in a minute. But conservatives, patriots, they can't get a group together to save their own ass. And until we can figure out how to do that, I don't know how we win this thing. Nancy Davis, our oath is everything. You're right. Mine never expired. Going on a frolic of their own. Yeah. What's the time now? 3:20. Preacher, how you doing? Got here just in time. I'm going to have to get off this thing in a minute because Lisa's going to be finished up upstairs. So I'm going to have to go over here and get her. No respect for oath breakers. None. Me neither. All right, you guys. I am going to have to go because I need to get upstairs and go get her and bring her back. But appreciate you guys hanging out with me, especially, just a spur of the moment live feed. Remember when we got a presidential text? Do you think we will get another one if something big? Yeah, that was the other thing up in Memphis. They took out the emergency broadcast system for a short time. So that's why I think it was a probe. But yeah, I think we'll get some notification. Too many. There are too many big talkers, small actors. Right. Exactly. All right, you guys. I do need to go. So appreciate you hanging out. You guys over there on D Live. Appreciate you. God bless you guys. And other than that, if you guys want to talk again, leave a message under here if you got a question for me. It's a legal term, frolic of their own. Okay, sounds gay. Right. All right, that's what I got. Thanks for hanging out. God bless you all. Stay in the fight.